and welcome to this new episode of Dreamers and Doers, where I interview people who follow their passion and use it to make the world better. And I think that's you, Max. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Awesome. Thank you for meeting me in Bali.
We're here in Bali with a cup of cacao, which is really nice. And I met you, Max, when you came to Sydney for an event for Healy. So Healy is a little device that sends frequency to the body through a microcurrent, and that's something I've been using for the past 2 months. And we've been doing some conferences, and you live in Thailand, and you've been doing other network marketing and real estate. So I thought, whoa, this guy really has his shit together, and I'd love to share a bit of your story with people who are looking into building a life of freedom. Maybe would freedom be one of your highest values?
Freedom is definitely one of my highest values.
Okay.
It is definitely.
As usual with my guests, so people can relate and build a bit of rapport, I like to start with a little bit of background. What's your story, Max?
Wow. All right, I'm trying not to go too far back, but I think maybe also really important for the whole story is where it all started. And I think going back I'm from Germany, so I'm 33 years old. Yes, as you said, I'm living in Thailand since, almost 9 years already, because I made a decision. And I think these decisions, they ultimately bring you to eventually freedom, or bring you to, most of the time, amazing changes in your life. And I think the first main decision for me was after I was living in Germany and really didn't have a clue what I want to do. All my life I felt like I don't really know what I want to do. So I'm not actually this kind of goal-getter, or what you described in the beginning, because I felt like I'm floating around and not really understanding what I really want to have in my life, what I really want to do. And so eventually, after I was in the army in Germany, when I was like 20 years old, or 19 or 20 years old, I was studying product engineering, just because I thought this is a great thing, because it really gives me possibilities to have a great job after. I felt there's a demand for this, so I studied it. And I went to a place close to my home city, and I'm coming from a place called Freiburg. It's a beautiful city next to the Black Forest, and the university is actually in the Black Forest. And I didn't understand, why would anybody build a university in that Black Forest, because there is nothing going on. And I was always imagining, hey, when I'm studying, I want to go to a big city, meet people, experience a lot of stuff, right? But I ended up in the Black Forest. And eventually I started being more or less depressive. I don't know if it's depressive, but I was not happy there, right? Yeah. And I had two friends that were traveling in Australia, and I know you spend a lot of time in Australia.
Yeah,
too.
I'm Australian now.
You are Australian. I know you live in a wonderful place, Sydney, right?
Yeah.
These guys, they were traveling also through Australia, work and travel. What we got in Germany, and I think you get it in France as well. And they're traveling around, and then they're stuck in a place where they started cleaning trucks. And then they told me about this when they came back and said, hey, we were cleaning trucks before we went home, and we earned $35 an hour. And that time it was a lot of money, because I had no money at all as a student. I said, why would you earn $35 for cleaning trucks? That's normally a 7 or 5 euro per hour job to this time, right? And then they explained to me, because there's the mining, the iron ore mining, and that was the time where the mining boom in Australia was. It was 2009, 2010, something like that. And I said, that's interesting. And then I said, if we get a job for the mining, there we make a lot of money. And to this time, I really wanted to make some money. I felt I don't want to live as this poor student in the Black Forest and go. I want to experience something. So that was actually the first moment in my life where
Why did you want to make money?
Because I want to experience things. I felt like I'm always stuck in the same place. I want to travel.
Yeah.
I want to see the world. I want to go to events. I want to I want to do things. Why you want to study and get a nice job? Ultimately, you want to create freedom for yourself, and normally financial freedom helps you to become free of choices as well. Choices to go to places, choices to buy things, choices to provide things for other people. Whatever it is, money today is related with freedom, in my opinion, right? So obviously that's why I wanted to have a good job. And that's why I thought about, interestingly enough, they're making a lot of money for cleaning trucks, so it was interesting. And I was not happy in the situation, and I was really I grew up with amazing friends, with an amazing family. I could not imagine leaving these people. But my brother was leaving home before, but it's a different story. It reminded me of him, and eventually I stayed in front of this decision and said, either I'm going to stay here and I'm stuck in my university. I'm doing the things what I don't feel 100% happy with, but I'm going to be certain, probably, most likely, I have a good job after, or I just try something now. And if I try that, well, it can go both ways. But if I don't do it, I will never do it.
Yeah.
I will just never do it. So you're in this decision point in your life where you say, like, either you're going to make a decision now, or you're never going to make that decision. Both ways are probably good, right? So I made the decision, and I said, like, okay, you know what, that sounds interesting. So I took my friend, and I said to him, why don't we try to get a job for the mine, and let's just do it. Let's just go back. And I was sitting in front of my computer, looking at the flights, looked at my money I saved together, and I just clicked the mouse and booked that flight. And from that moment, it was boom, it was done. And we flew to Australia. We landed in Perth to this time. We bought a car, and we went there for 1 week or so in Perth. We did some bank account stuff, and then we drove up to the Pilbara, to Port Hedland. Probably the most, I wouldn't say ugly place to the people who live there, but it's probably the place you don't want to stay. It's red sand.
Have a big audience there, so be careful.
Maybe but everybody who lives there knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's hot, it's red, it's flies everywhere, but they have the mining. So we arrived there, and long story short, I managed. I didn't believe us. You know how it is as a backpacker. Nobody wants to give you a long-term job because they think, like, okay, you work here for 1 or 2 months and then you fuck off eventually, right? But for the mining, you have to go through inductions and all this kind of stuff. Long story short, I made it to work for the mining companies for a year. We stayed in the desert, worked our asses off. We make $50 an hour, and we just worked 3 months non-stop in the desert until we completely burned out, and then we went to Bali, and we went to, like, where we are now, but different parts of Bali, and we went to Thailand and Philippines and everywhere, and it was just the most beautiful and exciting time of my entire life. And the year was over. I made a lot of money to this time for my comparisons, or for my relations, and then went back to Germany in November, and I remember I had this big smile on my face, coming to the Frankfurt airport, and it was November, it's freezing in Germany, it's gray, and I remember in the luggage band, picking up my luggage, and there was this old lady, she trying to pick her big luggage from the luggage band. And I see it was pulling her, and there was a guy next to her, a German guy, and he was just ignoring her, and he was like pulling, the lady was pushing her, and I was like, why are you not helping her, It's like, and then I come to Germany, and then I went into the bus from Terminal 1 to Terminal 2, and the bus driver is shouting, and I said, okay, great, I'm back in Germany, So it didn't take long until I really started, like, damn, what I'm doing here, it's like, this is not what I wanted to do. And I started thinking about, okay, go back to study and all this kind of stuff. Long story short, I don't want to spend too much time on the background. This is what happens if you ask me something. So I tend to shift into different topics, but anyway, I try to stay on topic.
Maybe that's the cacao.
That's the cacao. See,
starting to get high on cacao.
Opening my heart, just want to share things. So that's what happens. Yeah. So anyway, I went to decide I don't want this anymore. So Australia was too expensive because I had money to study, but not enough for 4 years or whatever. So I decided, let's go to Thailand because I love Thailand, and for various reasons I had to go to Thailand. Yeah, well, and then I stayed in Thailand, and I started my studies. Study. I went back to university. I studied there. I studied entrepreneurship. Because I want to start my own business after the army. I kind of also thought, like, I don't really want to work for people anymore because I have an authority problem with people. I like to collaborate more than working for people, right? So I started entrepreneurship, which was a very interesting topic as well, because in this university there were people telling you they had no idea for entrepreneurship, but they taught you from the textbooks what is entrepreneurship. And I said, wow, great day. I'm so appreciating the time here with you guys. I could have read the book as well. Actually, I ended up never picking up my transcript. It's still at the university. Because in the meantime, I started a fashion company, which I started with my ex-girlfriend. So now it's my ex-girlfriend, so it's also my ex-fashion company. And then I also started a real estate company. And, well, real estate worked really, really well for me because it's what I want to do. Like, I'm not considering myself as a really smart person. So I also, the engineering part, what I was studying before, that was not me. But selling is me. Not necessarily selling, but interacting with people, building relationships, So I really went into real estate, and I loved it because it's really providing value for people and painting pictures in people's mind. It's very easy for me to transfer my energy about a beautiful penthouse to somebody else who has the same feeling about something, right? So real estate really got me. And during that time of doing real estate, I also sold an amazing penthouse to people who have done network marketing. Okay, and network marketing for me is probably the cherry on the, how you say it, on the
Cake?
on the cake, yeah, of relationship building, of interacting with people. And that was really almost fascinating me, the power of network marketing, of creating communities, creating culture around a product when it's not so important about the product anymore, but it really is about the people. And that was fascinating me. And the first time I got involved with network marketing was like 6 years, even before I met these guys. You know, I went for I don't know, I don't want to say the names of the companies, but for nutritional products as well, and it was really cool, and I liked it. But there was always something what not 100% aligned with me, what not really 100% caught me. Then my way goes on and on and on until today, when I met Healy. Basically, it was almost.
So did you try different ones?
I tried different ones, and it went very well. I just had the feeling, for me it was not exactly what I wanted. Like for me, real estate and high-end real estate, what I did was what I loved, because it was, for me, if I love a penthouse or a villa, it's very easy for me to transfer the energy.
Why did you stop that then?
No, actually my decision to stop it was 2 months ago. Not even, maybe 1 month ago.
Okay.
It was, it faded away a little bit, you know, since Healy came into my life. It's always like it being a transition. Real estate and network marketing worked out for me because I had great people in network marketing and I had properties to present in Thailand, so it really worked out. But I lost the passion for real estate, and I felt like this is for me really a security, a safety, a base, or a heaven, like a base for me to always go back to. But it didn't excite me anymore.
Let's explain quickly what's network marketing, because everyone doesn't know about it.
Yeah, so network marketing basically is a way to bring a product into the market through word of mouth. And if you have a great product, there is no better way, in my opinion. So we have two ways. So we have the traditional way of selling products, which is you have a company and you produce a product. Now you have a marketing department, you have retail shops. No, you have a wholesaler first, you have a retail shop, and you have all these small cuts of money go through the wholesaler, go through the retailer, and a lot of to the marketing department. And you pay Google, and you pay Amazon, and you pay whatever on Facebook marketing to promote your product. And eventually it reaches the client from the retailer, right? Network marketing basically leaves all those steps beside and just gives the product to a person. Now the person will do the wholesale, the retail, and the marketing. And he just recommends by word to mouth the product to other people. And this is basically it. So instead of losing 60, 50, 40% to the marketing online and spend it on Google or Facebook or Instagram or wherever, or lose a cut on retail and wholesale, you will give 50, or the company gives 50% into commissions into people.
Yeah.
So everybody who is now having that product can create basically with no inventory, with no warehouse, with not officially starting a company if you don't have to, but just as a single entrepreneur, his own business. So for me, in my opinion, it's the easiest way for anybody to get into the world of business without a big financial commitment, right?
And so for me, I started network marketing 9 months ago. I joined a company that does water ionizers, and then joined Healy a bit more than 2 months ago. So I'm still pretty new in that industry, and I love it. But a year ago it was quite different. I had really a bad idea about it. I think it's because I saw quite a few people being a little bit pushy around joining their company. So yeah, why do you think? I find network also, even doing it took me a little bit of time owning it, because it has a bad reputation. Why do you think that is?
Because of the people. And not only the people, actually, especially in my, like, since I'm around in network marketing, the last, let's say from 5 years ago until 2 years ago, no, the last 3-4 years, there was this crypto boom, right? This hype around crypto. And it was a beautiful place for scammers. It was a beautiful place. There's nothing better than painting a vision.
Yeah, I've been losing a bit of money
me too.
in Ponzi schemes with cryptos.
It's such a valuable experience. You know, money comes and goes. Everything comes and goes. You know, but your experience and your learning stay. right? And it's just a beautiful, like the thing about network marketing, if you have bad intentions, it's the same like you make a lot of money. If you have bad intentions with a lot of money, it can get worse. If you have good intentions with a lot of money, it can get beautiful and you create a lot of value. It's the same for network marketing. If you have bad intentions to scam people, you have a beautiful ground to scam people.
So some companies have been creating pyramid schemes saying it's network marketing.
Sure. Recruiting schemes and all this kind of stuff, and especially in the crypto.
Yeah.
But funny enough is what I also learned in the crypto space is the people, sometimes even the company, believed it. They believed it themselves. They believed their own vision. Nobody knew what's happening. With this boom in crypto, you didn't know. And then it was like, we get thousands and thousands of merchants, create our own ecosystem. It sounds too good to be true. And we humans, we want to believe great things. If it's too good to be true, this is interesting for us, right? But that happened, right? And now we know, now we're more smart. The second point is definitely the people. And that's also, if I can give an advice to people who thinking about joining network marketing companies, it's like let's compare it to traditional business. If you want to join a company, you want to be hired from a company, you have a job as a secretary or whatever, you don't join the company if your boss is an asshole, right? You would not want to work with an asshole. So, and the same thing is if a sleazy sales guy trying to recruit you or trying to sell you some products and you don't even like that guy, why would you want to listen to promises of a guy who you don't know, you don't like, and you don't trust? So don't trust them, just like be smart, don't be a sheep and follow everybody who's coming to you and trying to sell you a product. It just doesn't make sense. However, like what we have now with Healy, for example, like why tell me, why did you join? Like, and who come to you, for example? Is that a person you don't like or is it a person you trust?
I love Zach.
I see.
Like we've been organizing events together and I trust him. And so when he came to me, I was like, okay, you get my attention. But then I'm a little bit skeptic. So I still looked quite a lot into, I did my due diligence, let's say, into the vision of the company, how solid it was.
Perfect.
But I wouldn't have looked into it if it wasn't from someone I highly like and trust.
Okay, now we have these two major points. Do it with somebody you trust and like and respect, and make your due diligence about the company and about the product. So now if you know the product and the company is good, because you not just blindly open your mind and somebody put something in there, but you actually do your due diligence, because this is what you should do even if you apply for a normal job as well. What is this company doing? Do I have a safe future in there? Whatever it is the due diligence requires, you should have those check mark done, and also do it with a person you trust, right? And if you have these 2 points, a great company and a great person and a great team behind it, you are on a good space.
And can I add something on network marketing, because that's also called multi-level marketing. And you talked about the company giving the marketing reward to its base of users. Also, usually how it's set up is that you don't only make commission for sales, but you also make commission on how well the people you enroll do, right? Creating that team spirit.
Yes, and that's actually, this is the most amazing part. Now, some of you guys might say like, there it is, there's the pyramid, the people from the top, they only do the money, and all the people from the bottom don't do the money. Look, it's so different. Like, I think there is no business in the world that creates this kind of sense of teamwork, okay? Because you have different levels in network marketing, and actually we talked about this on dinner the other night. Now you can enroll people. That means you sell your product or recommend your product to a person, and that person is now sponsored by you, and you become that sponsor of that person. Okay, so you make a direct commission in most cases. Now, if that person goes out, if that person is Alex, and he will sponsor now that person, Sarah, who is behind there cooking, Alex will make a direct commission, and Alex and Sarah are both in my team. Okay, so now, if I'm going out now and, for example, have a friend who also knows Sarah, and I want to sponsor her and sell my product and receive the direct commission from that person as well, I can do that, but then I create separate teams. So what we are doing in network marketing in order to build organizations and healthy environments for teams, I let, for example, Sarah now sponsor that new person because they already know each other. Sarah gets the direct commission. Sarah is with that new person in a team, so is Alex, and so is me. And this is how we build teamwork and structures, that everybody wins and everybody has a benefit from it. So now Sarah is very motivated because she made a commission from the direct sponsoring of that person. Alex is happy because Sarah is in his team and he sponsored her, so now he can train her. And I am of course happy because my organization grows into the depth. So whatever Sarah or the new person needs from me or Alex, like for example, when you have meetings or whatever, you call me up and I'm just saying, okay, let me share my experience, let me share like what I believe is the product doing or my testimonials. Of course I will do that because it helps him. And if it helps him, it helps also me. Right? He also wants me to be successful because when I find people who can be benefit or who can be part of this organization, I will put these people into the same organization. And it's the same organization where Alex is in there, so he will also benefit from it. So in the end of the day, we're growing as a team collectively together. And whoever works more gets more. I don't want to completely explain the compensation plan because it's a little bit of a complex topic, but not necessarily because you started first means you earn the most of money. That only goes when you really work hard on both of your ends. You need to build your teams. If you don't build your own team, you cannot only make money on just one team and one organization.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It's kind of a mix of when you invest in that company, it's a mix of there's a bit of an investment, like if you're an investor, you put money in the vision of a company, but then you don't do anything.
Yeah.
And here it's a mix between I invest in that vision, so there's a part of that just investing and timing that you can have as an investor, but then you will be rewarded for the work you do. And how I present it usually is you get rewarded for sales, you get rewarded for leadership for your team, and also for team spirit in general.
And but then again, now it comes again to the second point, and which is product. And compare to all the companies what I have done before. Oftentimes you have the so-called auto-ship, and this is also what people from the outside don't really like, because what it means is you need to buy something every month in order to everybody having this residual income, right? So oftentimes with the products, you're using products and sometimes you don't want to use that product anymore. You stop buying things. Now, if you have a product which is really so attractive to everybody, like what we have now in Healy, for example. Like, I don't know, should I explain quickly Healy, what it is?
Yeah.
So, guys, Healy is the most amazing thing, and it's basically, okay, it is, show it.
It's a podcast, so some people don't see it, but it's a little box.
It's a little box, it's a little frequency device, and it comes from a German technology called Time Waver. And Time Waver is a bigger frequency device only used by experts, therapists, and certified doctors around the globe to give frequency sessions to clients. And these frequencies just, like probably some of your listeners understand already, frequencies are everywhere and everything is energy. And there is a frequency for simply anything you can imagine, no matter if you can't sleep, if you have back pain, if you have depressions or anxieties, if you have low energy, if you have whatever it is, if you have bad mood, there is a frequency for that. And with the big machine, they can send the frequency. So if you're lucky enough to find a guy who has this Time Waver machine over the last 15 years, you will get the benefits of frequencies. So now Healy came up as the idea, like, how can more people have the benefits of frequencies? Now, this is not a product like another network marketing company who have normally a weight loss or anti-aging products or something like that, and you need to look for this target group. This one is a product which has basically frequency programs for any kind of purpose. So everybody needs this, basically. There is no target group. If you, an athlete, and you want to recover faster after your sport, you use the sport, muscle, regeneration, or whatever frequencies. If you having issues sleeping, you use the sleeping frequencies.
I think it's a good analogy. There's a good analogy I use, and I don't want to talk too much just about the product here to keep it more on this, because I know we can go for hours. But it's like if you go on a racing championship, there's the pilot and there's the car. And if you want to do well, yes, you want to be a good pilot. So you want to be someone really nice and heart-centered and skilled to do well in network marketing, but you also want a good car. So you also want a good vehicle, because that's going to whatever good pilot you are is going to help you if you're in that better
100%.
vehicle.
I love that. I love that. I mean, this is really like, this is a product, right? And I really believe we are so lucky to tap into this, because it's also so aligned with everything what's happening around the world. Like it's really hiring our vibration. It helps us to become our own master, our own healer, become aware about us. But in the end of the day, it's not as important as the relationships you build through network marketing. And I have never met, no matter if real estate, no matter fashion industry, no matter if university, and all the jobs and all the work and all the travel I have done, I have never met so many outstanding, open-minded people like through the network marketing. And you can say it already. Like you're doing this now since 2 months, and look what kind of people you meet so far. Right?
It's incredible. My friend Zach compares it to a little team of superheroes, because what I like is there are some best practices, but it's not like you have to do it this way or you have to do it this way. Usually it's going to attract certain people. So you want to be open-minded, and you want to be a nice person, and you want to like people, like you have to have these. But then there'll be really, really different people. So for example, your friend Carsten, he'd be the network marketing professional in a suit and wearing shiny objects. And we have Luciano, who's more a monk, and he'll be in a cave. And then Zach is more biohacker, and you have very different profiles, but they put their own way to relate to this. So it's kind of a relationship between who you are authentically, and you want to show up this way, and that. And
it's the combination of skills, and this is the most amazing thing. And then we go back to the teamwork. Like what I'm doing is, as you maybe already guessed it, I like talking. Yeah. This is what I do. I talk a lot. I talk so much shit all day long, right? Somebody confirmed it in the back. so I can do that, right? But I'm not smart, I don't know how to do Excel. I have no idea how to create an Excel file. You give me a computer, I'm a 00 at the computer, right? So now, for example, I rebuilt a beautiful and amazing team in Thailand, right? And I have this girl in my team. She had nothing to do with network marketing. She also was stigma, network marketing, forget about it. But then she fell in love with the product, and she likes me and trusts me. So it was, again, trusting the right person and like the product and the company. So she came in, and she is the opposite of network marketing. She's not communicating. She's an introvert. She is a nerd, and she's a genius. She's an engineer, used to work on oil rigs and all this kind of stuff and doing crazy work. And now she is building a team like unbelievable, right? She is so structured, so organized. She's not talking. We don't need to go on stage to talk or whatever, but she is explaining how the business works, explaining and calculating the compensation plan, and everybody trusts her because she's so analytical. Now I can come in and talk to her people, right? Yeah. And now this combination makes the success. And it's same with you and Zach, You are this guy who reach out to people on social media. Zach is this likable guy who likes to build relationships with everybody. And this combination is working so well for you guys, right? So it's again the teamwork and the combination of skills.
And what advice would you give to people who want to start? I mean, we talked about the device, but I'm talking more in terms of mindset.
Okay.
What do you think is the right mindset to do well in network marketing?
All right. So you said a very, very important word before, which oftentimes in my life was coming too short, but which helped me a lot to become where I am today, which is skeptical. Skeptical is great. However, I always say the most expensive thing in the world is to have a closed mind. So just because it's network marketing, just because it's a product you don't know and you don't understand, don't close your mind yet. So be open for opportunities. Be open to take a risk. Be open to listen to somebody you would maybe not listen to usually. And if you open your mind and say like, okay, give me something, because my attitude is always, first, always believe everything. You can tell me a story from you living in a monk in the Himalaya for 25 years and you're actually 55. I would first believe you. And then I would be skeptical and ask the questions, right? But I would like to take this in first, and in order to don't close the door yet, right? So this is, for me, it's very important to just be open-minded, because life is so much full of surprises, right? And it's oftentimes these doors of decisions, they're opening for you. And now it's on you. You want to go through and see what's on the other side, or you just leave it and go the other way. Both decisions might be right for you, 100%. But what happens? What would ever happen if you would go through this door? I think regret weighs tons, and I forgot this. There's one quote which I forgot, but anyway, I'm afraid of regretting things, so I always like to take opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, so be open for new opportunities, and especially in this time where we have right now, where we are living in uncertainty, in fear.
Yeah.
Jobs are losing. We're losing jobs. People are losing jobs. They don't know, and now suddenly, by paycheck to paycheck, you feel like, oh fuck, how dependent I actually am. Now you realize it.
Do you feel people should trust more in general?
If it's about me telling this to people, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I trust. I
trust. I
you
think
know?
it's good. People are really not trusting, and I think if you trust more, you might get ripped off once or twice. That's cool, but I find out what's the trade-off, right?
Yeah.
I prefer to get ripped off a few times and live all this exciting adventure than living close.
Such
right?
a good question. Like such a good point. This is what I feel so much too. Like, hey, and I got ripped off so many times. I trusted so many times, but I still trust, because let's say you trust 9 times and get hurt, and the 10th times you don't trust, and it is maybe the man of your life or the woman of your life, and you don't trust because somebody cheated on you all the time before, you know. And it's only because the past is the past. That doesn't mean the future is the same thing, right? I believe trust, like, and honestly, like, most of the people on this planet are good people. That's what I think. Most of the people have good intention. Not so many people have bad intention, and kind of listen also to your intuition, you know. But yeah, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. This is also one of my highest values next to freedom is trust. I always say that. I like to trust. I want to trust. Truth is so important. I agree.
It's a good parallel even with love. You know, you talked about. For me, sometimes I can feel for myself and for people can be afraid to be hurt, and then you live in fear. And yes, you might get hurt, but
fuck
it's
it.
It's just life.
It's the game, man. Come on, life is a game. Like, it's like, hey, how many times that happens to anybody of you? Just imagine like this. Your life should be. It's a movie, and you're the director and the actor, the main cast of your movie. What do you want your movie to look like? Always like a flat line, black and white, and a little bit like this, you know, it's okay. Or you want to go crash down, hit rut button, and go up and have the excitement. Do a little bit of roller coaster. Come on, it's your life, man. You live only one time in your freaking, you know, for now, maybe the only time you remember. Maybe your soul later in incarnations, 1,000 incarnations later, you maybe find out you lived more, but also a different story for a different topic. That's the 12th dimension stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, come on.
Let's stay 3D.
Let's stay 3D. Guys, you're writing your own book. You're creating your own movie. Make it exciting, you know. Make it for yourself that you would be excited to watch this movie. Go out and have a smile and say like, damn, this movie is a good movie. I want part 2, want part 3, part 4. So just go in it. Try this. Have the opportunity, grab the opportunity, fail. You know, laugh as hard as you can, get hurt as hard as you can. It's absolutely fine. Why not, man? Come on, you want to learn. The more we learn, the more we grow, right? It's also like about the resistance, the shit what happens in your face sometimes, you know. I'm not going to gym and just throw around like 1.2 kilogram dumbbells in order to make my muscle grow. I take the biggest fucking weight with the hardest resistance in order to grow my body the most. This is what I do. And the same you should do in life as well. So just face the resistance, go through there and grow from it.
And love it.
Yeah, and love it. Fuck it, love it. Really get hurt.
It's the fun.
Exactly, get hurt. See, and then back to network marketing. Like, come on, man. We're not starting a fucking business. I'm not buying a warehouse, investing shitloads of money in order to, you know, create something amazing and then fail and my life is fucked up. I'm buying a device and starting this one with 500 euro, for example, or another company you start with $150 or whatever it is. Hey, just try it out. If it's not your thing, don't fucking blame the game. How's it? Don't hate the player, hate the game. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense what I say. But I think you get what I mean.
Okay, and now freedom. So
yeah.
We talked a bit about freedom being a high value. Why is freedom so important for you?
Man, it's just I think this is what we have to do, you know, because I'm not believing the system. And right now, this is actually such a good question again, because it's hitting right now again the nail on the head.
What's freedom to you, by the way?
Yeah, freedom is the freedom of choice to decide what I want to do in any way, what I want to, where I want to go, where I want to live, who I want to be with, what I want to buy. You know, these things, decisions. I want to be able to make my own decisions without being limited on, oh, I can't fly there, I can't travel there because I don't have money, for example, or I can't be here because I'm with the wrong person who don't let me. You know, so these kinds of freedoms, freedom is I think it's for us ground to grow. If we don't have the freedom to grow, or if we don't have freedom, we can't grow. That's why I think freedom is extremely important, and to have either a supportive partner or have a business where you can be free is for me everything. Is for me everything.
Do you often I make the distinction between external freedom, like location independence, time freedom, financial freedom, and internal freedom? Is it something like, for example, let's say I have a lot of financial freedom and time, I live wherever I want and I have a lot of money and I buy that car to impress people because I feel like I'm not good enough. Then for me, I have external freedom, I can buy that car, but I don't have internal freedom because I'm still ruled by traumas or I'm not good enough, these things. Is it something you work on also, your internal freedom?
Yeah, I mean, this is, I love your questions, man. This is really bringing it to the point. Like, I think external freedom I created. Like, I'm not buying shit. Like, I really don't care. I like my money because I create freedom for myself, and I really feel like I can help people, and I have a story that I would love to share when we have more time, which actually make me learn so much about money, because I lost it all because I trusted the wrong person. But it's a different story. But right now I feel like I have this external freedom, but my biggest challenge is the internal freedom. Because I'm attached, but not attached to.
It's good to have that awareness and to tell us.
Yeah, I'm again. It's my truth, you know. I'm just honest about myself. I don't care. I don't give a shit, you know. I'm weak about this kind of thing. I'm so attached to not things.
Do vipassana, man. It's like a gym for the mind.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I should do that. Like we talked about, it's like
want to do some heavy weight.
Yeah. Oh man, that's the heaviest ever. Yeah. I will. I promise you, my friend. I will do it. Actually, now Corona time would be the best time to do vipassana. Actually, yes. Maybe I do it even, you know, like right now we can completely decide what we're doing. But back to the attachment, like I feel like I'm attached to so many things, not materialistic necessarily, but I have a problem right now to not be able to freely decide where I want to go. The travel ban really gets me. You know, I feel like I'm stuck here, and then I have to center again, grounded, appreciate the way I am. Like, fuck, I can't complain. I'm in Bali in a beautiful villa in this amazing place, but I have people I love which are, you know, far away from me, and this is the attachment. I'm very attached to my people and the people I love, right? And it hurts me, and I'm fighting with that one. Not fighting, but I'm growing on really understanding, and this takes some time for me, definitely.
Thanks for sharing in an open and vulnerable way.
Every time.
I'll have a last question for you.
Good.
What's the impact you want to have in the world?
Right now, okay, there we go to the 12th dimension. I think.
Yeah, go wild.
All right, so, like, okay, going back a little bit, my life, my past is between a divorced family, between two sides, between a stable and structured environment growing up on the street in a not really structured environment, going up to university where I wanted to study product engineering, which is the bridge between engineering and marketing, which are two things they're not really communicating well together. Going further and always having this idea to be in the middle between two things and understanding two sides. And I'm a guy with attachments. I'm a guy who likes money. Coming into now a product business with this one where we can make a lot of money, but the actual idea of it is spirituality and is mental and grows to your soul, basically grows to connect to your soul. And this is in the beginning when I started with this one. I'm just getting to the point in a second, if you let me. I was seeing these amazing results from people really having these amazing changes in their health, in their wellness areas, and really amazing testimonials. Using it further, I started realizing for myself there's a lot of awareness. I'm tuning in, and I start becoming my own master, my own healer, and it's really amazing and beautiful. Going even further to this one, I understand that frequencies and energy has so much to do with energy healing, with our divine, with our chakras. And I met somebody very special actually after Sydney. I went to Brisbane and I had an energy healing with a guy. The story is it just gets me, but this again, it's another story. To get on the point is what I realize is that we live in this world. We have this exponential growth of economy, exponential growth of technology, and Buddha make that happen, same like Jesus Christ, to really get out of suffering into the 12th dimension and get out of our human experience. I mean, we have beautiful human experience. We are able to love, we are able to see, to hear, to smell, to touch, to feel, but we also struggle. We have also pain, right? And to struggle is, again, evolves us to grow. The more we grow, the more we evolve, to higher dimensions. So I'm really now from this shallow person coming into the spiritual area where I'm again the middleman, you know, because I'm from this really shallow area, but I feel like so attracted to like guy like Luciano or stuff like this, like a monk who is living somewhere in U-boat, and I'm so fascinated about this. But I feel like I can build the bridge between these two things with a little device which is helping us as a tool to connect. And I believe my purpose is really to find through technology a faster way to go through out of struggling and evolve into new dimensions.
It's like biohacking enlightenment.
On steroids. All right, good.
Cool. Thank you so much, Max.
Thank you.
How can people follow you?
Awesome. Huh? What? How people? Yeah, my how you call it? Instagram handle is Max Glöckner. MaxGloeckner. Maybe you put it in your main last name. It's difficult. And what else? YouTube. I'm also on YouTube. The same name. Max Glöckner. Gloeckner.
Thank you so much, Max.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to everyone who took the time to listen.
We're not shaking hand because Corona. Actually, we're sitting too close, my friend. This is not social.
Yeah, we have a tradition which is finishing with a hug. But we'll skip that tradition for the moment.
Hug. My holograph just.
Yeah, in another dimension, in a different timeline,
we did it.
We're hugging. So in this dimension of time and space, this is how we do.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, Alex.